Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. On the show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, then 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today, we are talking about practice, putting into practice what you believe, claim to believe, want to do, your aspirational goals being driven by a practice imperative. So thanks for being here. If you are new, you can go to productivethroughjoy.com to see about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. We have a very innovative narrative approach using the idea that everyone's life has told a story to this point. Everyone's life is currently telling a story, and everyone's life will eventually tell a story. And so we help people really work through a series of really interesting techniques where they've been in terms of their personal narrative, where they're at, and where they actually are going in terms of what story they want their life to tell. So thanks for being here. And you can also simply hit that subscribe button now, become a subscriber, and get all these videos for free. I did say free, for free. Thanks for being here. For again, those of you who may be new, allow me to, or watching this in reruns, allow me to say a few words about myself. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher, author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Fences, which was a Today Show Book of the Month pick. That book's film rights were optioned by the actor Will Smith, whose people called my people, and I eventually agreed to write the screenplay for that particular project. I'm also the author of the acclaimed historical novel Americus, which just came out October 2018 on Third World Press. That story set 13 miles from Ferguson, where Michael Brown, of course, was murdered. God bless his spirit and his family, his mama in particular. That book examines the intersection of race and violence in the American family. Let me clear my throat. I'm also the author of the spanking brand new book, Animating Black and Brown Liberation, A Theory of American Literatures, which just came out April 10th. Um, that book explores the intersection of activism and literature, creates a new methodology for adjudicating the value of a given work of literature. Um, I'm on book tour for those last two books. I'll be everywhere, coming near you. I'm sure I'll be this weekend at the Pasadena Lit Fest here in Southern California, both Saturday and Sunday. Look for me on social media or online media. I'll be at the Brattleboro Literary Festival in Vermont. I'll be at the Kentucky Literary Festival in Kentucky. I'll be at Chicago, Illinois University in Chicago. uh, Northern Illinois University in Chicago. I'll be coming to you, I'm sure. I'm also the board president of the World Stage, a great 501c3 nonprofit here in Los Angeles, of Crenshaw Boulevard. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergrad. My master's is from UCLA, and my PhD is from the University of California at Riverside. I'm an expert at being productive, all right? I don't say that to brag or boast, but people are oftentimes surprised to hear my level of productivity when they hear my crazy story. I am the product of a young girl who was violated in a difficult situation, gave birth to me at 16, at 17, and subsequently gave me up for adoption when I turned a month old to an amazing single divorcee. Yet at the time, no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD. Yet as cool Modi famously said, "How you like me now?" And if I can be this productive through joy, we know that many other people can as well. So thanks for being here. Let's dive into today's topic. Today we're talking about practice in productivity. So point one is that you want to know that practice works. You have to do the actual placing into practice. The applied knowledge principle must guide you in your particular endeavors. You have to practice. That's got to be a conviction. I'm a professor, so I'm around lots of very smart people who um, at times are very comfortable in the idea sphere, but when it comes to applying that practical knowledge in the real world, you just gotta shake your head sometimes. And I've got so many interesting stories about that. And not that I'm perfect or that at times I don't practice what I preach or practice what I believe in, but generally I do it, because I know there's power in that. But because I have a conviction about that, if I'm claiming to believe something, pretty much I'm gonna do it. Not always, not perfectly. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna blow it. But basically, for the most part, if I claim to be about something, you can pretty much count on the MD is going to be about it. Uh, Point two is that when you are about your belief system, when you are applying your knowledge, especially in the real world, especially as it relates to other people, that's the key. I've been going. If you know my show, I've been going through some very complicated and super disappointing situations with people in my inner circle, people close enough to hurt me, and they have been reaching out, lashing out. And when you go through that, it's so difficult to be all spiritual, all natural, mystical. You want to just lash out and go bad on them. And so, listen, I've been tested. That is for sure. I know many people know of that which I speak. When you've been betrayed by people, as Sonia Sanchez says, when you've been wounded in the house of a friend, it's very challenging. The good, if I can use that word in this context, the good benefit, the positive externality of that being wounded in the house of a friend is that it makes you really uh, test your beliefs, right? So, the point is that when you are practicing, at times you need challenges to prove that your practice is legitimate. It's easier when things are going great and things are going your way. You're like, oh yeah, I believe in love. Or when you're not tired, or I believe in hard work. But let me tell you, when you get challenged, man, that's when you know what you believe in, which goes right into point three. As you show improve, as you do what you believe when no one is looking. I like to use that idea because that particular construction allows me to think about the impact of social media, which is not a bad thing. Social media can be very good, but one again negative externality of that particular phenomena is that people are super self conscious of how they look. They are super self. I live in Venice Beach, which is California's number one tourist attraction. I live maybe a half a block from the Venice Boardwalk. I live right by the like ground zero of California's number one tourist attraction, which is Venice Beach, which is really just a beach, but with craziness and art and stuff. But so I see people taking pictures. I mean, wow. I mean, people trying to curate their lives for. I have a good insight to this point because I see it all the time. People trying to curate their lives for the public sphere, and that is not necessarily a bad thing. But when it's to the extreme, and it can be super problematic. The thing is, a lot of times those people's lives are not really that thing. Not usually. It's trying to create an image for the world, and image making is not a bad thing on its own on the surface. I am just saying you don't have to, you want to be able to, you don't even want to. It would help you, I think, if you could do what you claim to believe even when no one's looking, even when the selfie stick is put away in your closet, even when the gram isn't even on your mind. You want to do it when no one is looking. That's how you know you have conviction about a thing. When no one knows what you're doing, right? So, boom, goes the dynamite. That's all for today's show. We air each weekday morning, hella early, early AF at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube. So Michael Datcher channel at 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Thanks for being here, guys. We love and respect you. We'll see you this afternoon. Also, if you are in LA, in the LA area, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, come on out. This weekend, rather, come on out to the Pasadena Lit Fest. Over 200 authors, panels, food, books. It's going to be an amazing time. Look for me on the schedule. I'm hitting at 6 p.m., I think, on Saturday, and like 3 on Sunday on a couple panels. But I'll just be hanging out with my folks, uh, my writing tribe, my book lover tribe. So if you see me, pull me aside, say what's up. Let's kick it, grab some tea, grab some coffee at Romans or at Zona Rosa, one of the cool cafes there in Pasadena at the Book Fest. Let's just hang or have a drink later on. So thanks for being here. We'll see you soon. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.